Public exposure and affecting everyone is the disease of reality TV and YouTube and things of this nature. Trust that in the privacy of your own moments, when you cook a fantastic dinner from scratch with the best foods, and you lay out a beautiful table, and you have friends over, and you celebrate the beauty of the food and your own artistry and the fun it was to cook and the enjoyment it is to eat good food, that is art. Even if 2-3 people share it, do you understand? And it is the accumulation of contributing this quality of life, the satisfaction of producing creativity. So art is about beauty. It is about uplifting the human spirit. That is true art, not denigrating it. Some people believe that art is just an expression of the culture at the time. And so if the culture is in angst, then of course the art is in angst, it is in darkness, which of course, if our art scene has been hijacked and there's so much trash and phony things and just junk out there. Think about some of the classic artists. Their paintings were encoded with many meanings. They used symbols. They could be painted for secret societies, but even mass consciousness could look into them, see the symbols, and be affected by them. So something that intrigues the mind, something that opens the mind to go deeper into the great creative field of existence, and we are big on beauty. We come from Taurus, the sign of the bull, the Pleiades, and the Taurus is about earthly beauty. We are old teachers of how to bring beauty to the planet. But also, in all fairness, there have been experiments coming from the Pleiades who have brought disruption and problems and war to your planet. Poseidon we claim as our own, and Poseidon eventually brought war and caused problems. So Poseidon, according to Plato, would be considered to be one of the gods who came down, divided the earth amongst themselves, and Poseidon would be the founder of Atlantis. His first son, Atlas, was the first high priest of Atlantis, according to your records. These records are quite simplistic. The stories are much more multidimensional and complex. And so, from time out of mind, what art is an expression of playing with the great field of existence. You do best when you create beauty, when you create functionality, when you have purpose with what you do. And sometimes the purpose is just to put a smile on your face, to capture something as best you can. So keep doing it, do you understand? And you will see in the future, as more children drop out of schools, this is going to be a big, huge issue, especially in North Carolina. Big, huge issue, people dropping out of schools, people are going to want to put them in schools, they will be fighting to what they're learning, and who's the best, and who's this, and competition, all that has to fall away. Because children need to accept each other no matter what their IQs are. And children with higher IQs need to be mixed with children with lower IQs so that everyone works together, so that some can teach and inspire others. To put little brainiacs together and those who are slower together, it is segregation. You are separating the joys because each one has something to bring. Those who are slower often can pick big things up. They are not as trapped in the logical mind. Do you understand this? Yet those who are really smart can figure out logical mind things. You need one another. Children need much more expression of creativity. They need to know that they are going to paint things, or they are going to be, let's say, building a school, or building an addition to the school, or laying out an English garden, or a new garden, or they need to be not, oh, look what we're going to do for you, now let us show you what to do. No, they need to be supervised to put to work, because you're wasting their energy. Do you understand this? Yes. We say this to you because we see something in your future that has to do with bringing art to more people. So that is why we're giving you the children advice. Questions?
I have a question.
Yes, you are?
Christina.
Christina.
I had asked some months ago a question at a workshop about the intentions of the family of dark.
A little louder so they can hear in the back. The intentions of the family of dark, yes.
And
what are their intentions?
Exactly, along this line of time and throughout the lines of time. And as we reread The Path of Empowerment in the game board, and in thinking about what Michael asked about and what you had mentioned to her about the lessons behind the experience and what the energies are trying to tell you behind that experience. And I was wondering, at different times in my life, I felt chased by the darkness and reactive to what they're trying to get me to look at. But I haven't always understood it in the moment and had to go back through an experience or go back along that line of time to understand what key they were trying to give me.
Watch out your tryings here.
Oh,
no tryings.
To understand the key that they gave me.
Yes.
And that I accepted.
And remember this, Christina, for all of you, you are often in an experience, unwittingly, so it seems, unprepared, so that you are raw, so that you remember that experience, and then as you get more life experience and you get distance in your terms, in linear terms, from that experience, you begin to see all the ramifications of it. This is, in some ways, how you develop, or how you've learned to develop in linear time. Yet these experiences have multidimensional overtones to them. Continue, Christina.
In looking at the game board and in understanding the roles of darkness and having light surrounded by darkness, and looking at the cross in the game board where there's a centerpiece that's dark surrounded by light, or a centerpiece of light that's surrounded by dark, I've wondered, with the different portals in each piece on the game board, I've been wondering, is the goal to get to the center of one's life, or in the solstice in 2012, the galactic center, when those energies open? Is that the goal of this great game, to get to a center, a point, a 0 point? Does that exist on the game board, or are you trying to remove yourself from it? And
no tryings.
Are you to remove yourself from it and get to another level? I'm just trying to understand.
Trying. Let's say something about your tryings, because there were 4 or 5 of them there.
Okay.
The use of trying will always bring about failure, because it implies failure. So that's why you are trying to get to this and trying to get to that, because you are trying. I am wanting to get to the heart of the matter here. Sets a completely different energy forward. I am wanting to understand this. Now, that's a good intention of how to express it. But then, who wants to understand it? Is it the P that wants to understand it? Because you see, that's what the P's great desire is. Please just explain it to me in a logical, linear fashion so I can go to sleep. Can I just balance this checkbook? Is it this, or is it this, or is it this, or is it this? So part of what you want to know is that to satisfy the P's curiosity about what this is about, when the P's always going to be befuddled to some extent about how this game is being played, until the P learns to dance with the potato and trust that the potato knowing part of the self, that there's a part of the self that knows more than the P. Now, it's not an either or movement around the board. The game board, the black and white checkered, as we call it, a game board, it's all over the planet. It is ubiquitous. It's used everywhere. It is an ancient symbol like the cross. And you notice that in order to make a game board, you have to have a series of crosses, yes? Remove the color, what do you have? It's all crosses, a grid, do you understand? It's a grid to show that day and night, positive, negative, man, woman, light, dark, create polarities that together generate energy. And that you can use that dark energy, because the dark is the woman. So is dark bad? Not at all. Then you'd make the moon bad or the night bad. When we talk about the family of dark, it is more the family of secrets. It is more the family of shame. It is more the family of betrayal. And in those terms, when we speak of dark, the family of dark, the family of light, in those terms, as we taught them years ago, the light is a vibration of understanding. Light is information. The sun brings sunlight. That sunlight carries a coded information that is translated by the inner workings of your biological being. There is a language that is transmitted to all of humanity.